Hello and welcome back to Wario Land 4. On the last episode, we finished the Ruby Passage by defeating the Cuckoo Condor, and in this episode, we're going to begin the Toy Passage, to just completely meld every word in existence together. The joke being that the Topaz Passage is based on toys and games and has a yellow and purple color scheme just like our boy Wario, which is very good. So let's begin the Toy Block Tower. So the gimmick of the Topaz Passage is that it's entirely gimmick driven in that each level has its own gimmick. The gimmick of the Toy Block Tower being toy blocks. So what we just saw there, a cat block, is a respawning kind of puzzle block. The normal like beige blocks we see, those don't respawn, but those cat blocks will respawn, which I'll just show off here. I mean, it makes sense, but you know, I'll just show it off. So they use these these cat blocks in ways that's like, oh, you could potentially mess up a puzzle, and I'm gonna just show it off here, just for example. Like, I'm gonna smash all of these, which are like, oh no, now I can't get up there. Whatever will I do? We'll just rely on the power of respawning cats because cats have infinity lives. That's how that goes. Also, we have these shape blocks, like these triangle blocks that act as keys. We just pick them up and throw them into certain triangle-shaped holes, and they open doors for us. Also, not related to blocks, but we have these toy car Warios, which are just the flavoring of like Spearman for this passage, and it's deeply upsetting to look at, just these horrible little like toy Warios, but they're also kind of cute. And the same way Wario is kind of cute, in a deeply upsetting kind of way, I should say. And there we go. We've gotten everything out of the way. That's it for this episode. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna keep playing the video game. Don't worry. Yeah, the Toy Block Tower is something I find interesting because it's kind of like block puzzle driven, and I'm a fan of block puzzles, but most games block puzzles are kind of tedious, even when I go like, oh boy, a block puzzle. At the same time, it's like, ooh, block puzzle, ugh. So it's kind of nice to have very simple block puzzles that don't have like, they have fail states, but it's, you know, not annoying to have to reset a puzzle. In fact, like that first puzzle that we saw, having to jump off of those cat blocks, or not destroy them, I should say, to be able to get to that other place. You know, like we were able to reset that super quick and everything was good in the hood. And continuing block puzzles, we just dropped that block down and we hit the switch again to kind of clear a path for us, to give us the clearance to run up and get up there. And there's nothing down there, and it's interesting that there's actually no floor. Like the camera doesn't go low enough to show you that there's floor, making it look like it'd be an endless pit, but it is in fact not. So yeah, so far, and in fact, I'm not sure there are too many puzzles that actually rely on these cat blocks. Most of them are just for little optional areas. But it's nice, and we're going to start seeing more colored blocks. Like we've seen the blue blocks that just fall and are affected by gravity, unlike most blocks in this game, and the red round blocks, which I wish there was a word for block that began with R, so we could get some nice alliteration going. And if we want to get up there, we're going to need to not destroy this, so we have the vertical distance to be able to come up here and get up there. I was looking for another word, but it was like, wait, no, I just said what I wanted to, but I had set up the sentence in such a way that I should say more, which felt bad and wrong. So yeah, none of the puzzles are particularly difficult, and they're very easy to reset. Like, this one might be one of the only puzzles that you can't reset, because you destroy all those blocks and they're gone. But, you know, just because I destroyed all those blocks doesn't mean that we weren't still able to get the reward. So just because, like, I destroyed all those blocks, you know, it was still good in the hood. We could still get to the thing as long as you knew how to run up to them. In fact, the way that these were set up, if you were able to somehow destroy the top block on this one and the top block on this one, you would just be able to run straight into the thing instead of having to get that jump at the end. But I'm not sure if that's technically possible. It might be. It seems like it'd be possible. It just seems like it'd be a difficult move. Oh man, I've talked about how the music in this game rules. Some of the songs are just fine at best. But something I haven't talked about are the sprites and animations. Like I showed off Wario's flailing in water, like idle animation, but I want to show off Wario's like normal idle animations as well. He has 2 of them. So I'm just gonna wait here for a moment for them to kick in. And there we go, both of Wario's his Waddle animations, because everything is W branded with Wario. So it's fun and neat. Just he starts jumping rope and then starts pumping iron. And while it does it, the music eventually fades out and becomes this weird kind of like panting song theme of panting, I guess. It's very interesting and weird. I love how colorful this game is, and the sprites are very, very good and fun and nice to look at. I feel like Wario sprite in particular is such a huge upgrade over his Wario Land 2 and 3 sprites. Because while like the sprite work in that game is fine, and there's some like particularly good work in there, Wario's sprite's kind of boring in those two games. Especially when you compare it to his like Wario Land 1 sprite, where he has like the huge face and the big doofy grin, and he just looks like a big doof. It rules, and it's good stuff. And I should actually probably take the puzzle element in here instead of just continuing onwards, because I just kind of went into weird autopilot mode, but was not autopiloting correctly. So we could continue on and be good. But what we're instead going to do is continue to interact with puzzles, and we can see the purple pipe up there. But I instead want to destroy this fire block before I just completely forget about its existence. So I'm gonna couch this sprite discussion for 1 second, talk about Fire Wario, because this is probably the biggest use of Fire Wario in the entire game. Excuse me, Flaming Wario. He's not Hot Wario. He was never Fire Wario, and he's not Hot Wario anymore. He is now Flamin' Wario, and that's upsetting. Miss Hot Wario. Rest in peace, Hot Wario. All Warios are Hot Warios. That's why they changed the name. Okay, we came to a mutual understanding. Okay, that's good. So yeah, that's probably the most like Fire Wario gets used for like puzzle, like having to like think about, oh, I need to jump here to make this happen, etc., etc. It's not super like used a whole ton in this game, and it's neat because it's a fun, fine power up. We can just come back here. We were able to see that there's something there, so it's not like a bad hidden area or anything. I always just feel the need to point that out because, you know, that's just the thing that's bothered me for so long. Here, the entire point of this puzzle is just to get enough clearance to move this red round block so we can pick up that diamond. So it's neat seeing level-specific gimmicks get used in the purple pipe puzzle rooms. I wish that was something that they did more, because then they could add a bit more variety to these purple pipe puzzle rooms by doing things that you could really only do in the level itself. But hey, that's enough of that. That was our second purple pipe puzzle room, I think. I don't know why I paused the game. Pausing the game wouldn't help me in any way. It wouldn't be like, yeah, you found both purple pipe puzzle rooms. They don't have like some kind of counter or anything for that. Oh, here we go. We finally have to interact with the cat blocks as part of like a mandatory like puzzle element in the level itself. You just have to break them in the correct order to get the vertical leeway. Vertical clearance? I don't know. Oops, and I actually don't entirely want to be on fire right now, because I would like to get that chest. I suppose we'll just get that on our way out of the room. It'll be good as long as we can't get back up there, right? Yes, there's a platform up there. We just can't get back up there until we interact with the frog switch. But before we do that, we should probably check out what's in this room, and it's just a couple like blue crystals and some enemies. It's not a whole lot. I mean, I guess if you were like just barely hurting, 3 heart blobs filled up our meter quite nicely. So yes, Toy Block Tower is kind of a fun level, adding just a light puzzle element to kind of, change up and mix up the action platforming stuff. All the puzzles are pretty basic, and you can mess them up really easily like that and just have to reset the level. And how are we doing on collectibles? We're missing 2, and oh, did I get the jewel piece? No, I almost left the jewel piece. I almost completely blanked on the jewel piece. I'm so glad that I just started to get a weird tingle, like I'm missing something. Super good, because we would have not been able to come back, and that would have been bad. We are still missing a jewel piece, and we're missing the compact disc, so we're going to have to be on the... Well, we're going to have to be on the lookout for a single thing. Oh, that was bad. I shouldn't have got that. I got excited, because we actually needed to jump off that chest while it was closed to be able to get those jewels up there. But we're getting close to the requirement for gold crown, so we should be fine, as long as we're... as long as there's either like 2 diamonds, or I mean, you guys can do math. You can probably do math better than me when I do Let's Play stuff. Math and counting just always evade me when doing Let's Play junk. So yeah, we should be super good in the hood, because we have we're gonna get 200 gold from our hearts as long as we exit this level while hearts are filled. And this is super weird. This puzzle, it looks like there should be a puzzle there, but it's like already solved. Oops, I didn't break those other things, but that's fine. That could have been like 150 gold at best, but oh, there's a diamond on screen, so we are all good. We're gonna be squared up and over our limit. Well, not the limit, the requirement for gold crown. It's all gonna be good. Everything's going to be fine. I don't need to panic. We still have basically 3 minutes. We have the compact disc, so we have all of our collectibles. All I need to do is get that diamond. We don't even need to get the diamond. We have enough money that we're good. I forgot about the 500 coin that comes out of the compact disc box. For some reason, I was thinking that only came out of the jewel piece boxes. But it comes out of all chests, whether it be a compact disc box, the jewel box, jewel piece box, I should say, or the like heart container boxes. It always comes out and it's all good. And did we see both purple pipe puzzle rooms? I'm really failing to... What is the other purple pipe puzzle room in this area? Did we go back? Oh, it's back here, isn't it? I'm gonna go ahead and solve this puzzle so we can go ahead and check out what's back there, so I can alleviate the strange feeling I'm getting, because now I'm thinking I've forgotten more stuff. But yeah, there's a purple pipe back here, and we came back here, right? Yeah, we came in here. Oh, it was that one. Okay. I was like, I just couldn't remember what purple pipe room we did, and it's because that one's like kind of like a super easy one. You know, worst case scenario, you might have to repeat it once. But we're all good. We're all squared up. We got all the collectibles, which, just going to check, because, you know, apparently my brain's failing me. And we're going to leave the toy block tower and these cute little, like night guys from... God, they remind me of like a really specific like set of toys. They weren't pegs like that. But they were like little knights, and there was like a gray set and like a black set, and they had like separate castles. And I remember having a few of those knights, and I can't think what those toys are called. They were probably like a Fisher Price brand or something. I don't know. Those guys just made me start thinking about those, even those are more like oh man, no, those things actually remind me of a weird toy set that I got from my mom. That was my mom's, with like little like wooden peg people with these like round heads, and there was like a little town that came with them, and I think there was also a barn. But boy, that's probably a stretch. I have no idea what either of these toys are. One was mine as a kid, one was my mom's, so they both ended up being mine at some point. So that's the Toy Block Tower. It's a fun little level. I enjoyed it a lot. But the next level, the big board, is probably one of the best levels in the game. This one's really fun, and it can be a little aggravating, and I might have to reset it a couple times, because it has some fail states. Not that, I guess not a complete fail state, but you could miss out on collectibles and such if you don't interact with the level properly. But this is just a fun little level with kind of like a board game theme to it. But also it has this weird like Lego like aesthetic to it. Like we have these like blocky like flowers, and these like super like these like retro like Lego trees. I remember having a couple of these sets. They're very fun and cool, but here's the real like gameplay gimmick to it, this level, and that's the board. We're going to find roulettes, which will act like as a dice roll, allowing us to move down the board. And each tile on the board has different effects. That one that we just got will flip blocks in from being transparent or not, depending on what we want to do with them. Do they only have the round trees? I could have sworn that they had the more... I was going to say cone. Oh, I was going to say cone. I was like, no, that's not a cone. But my brain got cone and cylinder backwards, which I really shouldn't have done because... Math minor. I should be able to do these things, but numbers, logic, knowing things, all very difficult for me generally, but then get me recording and then it just gets even worse. So yes, it has just a fun, jaunty, here we go, one of the cone trees, there we go. You know, fun Lego aesthetic, and then it has this fun little, like, board game thing going on. So we've seen the block swapping things, but what we want to get on this one is we want to get one of the Wario, and I just realized that there's a freaking poll that shows you what you should get. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention to that, but that's super cool. You don't have to, like, logic out, like, ooh, what do I need? Especially since playing this for the first time, you would have no idea what these icons would be. You would just see Wario and know you want to get it, because he's a handsome man. You always want to land on the Wario. So I'm going to try and roll a 4 here. Oops, Wario's begun his idle animation. I'm going to try and roll a 4 here. Oops, I did not complete the jump. I did a bad. It's still fine. We still got the Wario face. It all worked out in the end. I wanted to get the one farther along, because typically you want to roll higher numbers. It'll be more useful later in the level. But hey, I got what I wanted. And we still have a dice we could roll here if we so desired. And I guess it's not a dice, it's more of a roulette. But hey, I'm bad at things. It's fine. But yes, whenever you get a Wario face, you transform and will become one of Wario's many transformations that vary from room to room. And please turn around and... Oh, he doesn't turn around. That's very weird. Typically, in these games, when you ground pound, the enemies will turn around. Maybe that's not a thing in Wario Land 4. Or maybe it's just specifically those toy Wario cars. Who knows? These gems are see-through right now. They'll become interactable once we enter the post-fold. this little hidden area over here, I knew about it just because, you know, I've played this game before and I remember it. But you are able to see this little like cubby hole from the other side. You can't see the purple pipe, I don't believe, but you'll be able to tell that there's something over here and know that you should, go exploring. And I'm guessing we want to free these guys. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, well, that's why. There's spikes. And we're going to need to hop on their heads. And I've messed that up bad. Let's go ahead and pick up our money since it's just right there. It's actually interesting that we have to hop off enemies' heads here, because it's a thing that we've done a lot of in previous Wario Land games. On Wario Land 2, like the really final chapter, like there's actually a few segments where you have to do that. The final boss of the really final chapter, you have to bounce off enemies' heads, more specifically, I guess the final boss's head, to keep fighting the guy. And, you know, you do it like once or twice in Wario Land 3, so it's interesting because I think that's the only time you actually have to bounce off of enemy heads to do a thing. And let's see, can I advance the board a little bit? I think I'm not going to. You want the board to be as far along as possible for the end of the level, but I also kind of like to leave Rillettes alone if I don't need to, because I'm not sure what I'm going to want to roll in the future. Like right here, like there's nothing I could really roll that would make me happy aside from the weird enemy icon, and that's a 6 away, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Math minor, you know, I have difficulties with things. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna roll this and then I'm gonna talk. And I did a bad job, but that's fine because we can roll a 1 and get what we want here. The heart obviously just recovers us. If I can either roll a 1 or a nothing. That's 7 away, not 6. Okay. And I did a bad job. I'm going to need to reset the level. Oh, we become Fat Wario here. This does not help us. We want to get past here. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and reset the level and meet you guys back up here. Okay, so there's 2 things I want to talk about before we move on. A is how you hit these roulettes, and the timing for this is very simple. I'm just bad at timing, and you just want to jump right as the number before what you want is starting to flip, and you'll get what you want every single time. So here, I want to get I want a 4, but I'm going to hit it right as 3 starts to flip. And then we get what we want. Boom, baby! And that will spawn some enemies for us, which then we can use these enemies to take some damage, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted something to throw so we can come in here and get this diamond. I'm sure there's enough money that we don't need the diamond to be able to complete the level objective, or well, get the best score, get the best score ever, get the gold crown. I'm sure there's probably enough money, but hey, you know, we gotta get everything we can get. And actually, is there anything we want to do with the board? I'm gonna try and just advance it a bit. Well, I'm gonna leave it where it is because there's 2 Warios on screen. And typically transformations are what we're going to be gunning for, so we're kind of in a good spot to go ahead and aim for one of those transformations, which we'll probably want in the next area. Ooh, actually, if I could flip it, I could get these toy cars out of the thing, and oh, we actually might not have a way of getting back now, unless I can. Nope, we have no way of getting back, so I am locked in this decision, and I mean, that's fine. Just because we can't get to those enemies. Oh, is that really all of the... Man, they really front load all of the jewel pieces at the beginning of this level. You know, it's not the end of the world that we can't get to those toy car Warios, because what they'll give us like 10 coins and like a heart block, which, you know, the heart block could be nice, but we'll deal without it. And like we're full up on hearts, so that heart block also doesn't help us. We need to roll a 3, and let's see if I can do this just fine. I cannot do it just fine. We get the lightning, and the lightning, you know, it hurts us. That one was, you know, probably pretty obvious. Okay, we need a 1 or a 3 here. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Good, good, good. And with that, we become Fat Wario, allowing us to break this thick block. So it's all good in the hood. And oops, no, those Harrymen are getting away from us. We go ahead and break that block. So even though I'm going to chase these guys down, it wouldn't have been the end of the world had I not. Because had I not broke that thick block, we wouldn't have been able to get down here. Granted, if I needed to be fat down here, that would have been a problem. But luckily, we did not need to be fat down here, so we're all good, good, good. I'm trying to think. We've seen one purple pipe puzzle room. Oh yeah, the second purple pipe puzzle room in this area is actually kind of a dick. It's up there, and it's kind of a problem to get to. We'll talk about that later because we can't get to it just yet. Oh, this area is where we become Flat Wario, I believe. Oh, can Wario? There we go. Yeah, we're going to need Flat Wario to get back there. And where is the next Wario? It's just 2 away, and if we can get that Wario on our first roll, we might be able to go for the diamond, which just gives us a bonus diamond. So let's see if I can roll this 2. I can. Now, if we can roll a 3 after this, that'd be great, because then we just get a bonus diamond. And, like, we still have a little bit of level left, so we're going to be hitting our goal, like, no problem. A choice of words is actually very interesting. Oops, I didn't realize that would open while Flat Wario was touching it, because Fat Wario can't open chests, but apparently Flat Wario can. That's weird. Maybe that's only specifically, like, gem pieces? Jewel pieces? I think they're called jewel pieces. Jewel piece blocks. Okay, so this one's interesting. So they want us to flip the thing, so the blocks will go away, so we can jump up there and collect the gems. But I'm not sure if I want to flip the, blocks or not. And I actually didn't want to kill that guy because we needed him, because once these blocks disappear, you have to bounce off the Harryman to get up there. And since I've killed him now, we unfortunately can't get up there. But I don't think I want to flip the blocks, because I like the blocks being active, because we're going to need it to get to that purple pipe puzzle room once the thing switches. So I think I'm just going to pass up on this small amount of money to continue onwards. I don't think we'll have to flip the block switches for anything past here. I'm actually going to leave this guy alone, so we can bounce up here and get coins in the future. Well, coins, the crystals, whatever. And what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to, obviously, get the transformation, because there's poles there that tell us what we want, and I never noticed those because I'm not very observant, I guess. And I'll go ahead and just kill these guys, because they... we don't need them. I was thinking we should leave them alone, so we'll have, like, backups just in case that other guy just happened to accidentally die for whatever reason, but we should be fine. And oops, I despawned that guy. That's fine. We can just come up here and ground pound him. And we can fill up our meter and have our, like, essentially 9th heart that I had never really thought about. So there's a thick block there that is stopping us from continuing onwards. So we're going to need to get the transformation here, which is Spring Wario, to bounce up and break that, because Spring Wario will break those. And there is not a Wario on screen for us. So I'm actually going to leave this room and go back and get that diamond, like I was talking about. Because we can get back up here pretty easily. Like, we don't have to go through that entire area. I completely forgot when I was going to come in here and try and roll a 3 and get that diamond. And we also have those other blocks to hit to advance the board as well if we end up in a bad spot. So, okay, let's get a 3. There we go, and cool, and we get a diamond, and with that I believe we've seen every single board space that isn't, like, special. We've seen most of the board spaces. There's special ones we'll see in a bit. I'm actually just going to come back here and check what we could do. We only get one of these, and I don't want to flip the block placement, so we're just gonna roll with it as is, especially since we can't get those gems up there. So it'd be a little bit of money to potentially screw us out of a purple pipe puzzle room, which would be better. So let's see if I can get a 4 on this one. Potentially I would like to roll 2 4s on this to show off 2 different areas we can go up. Okay, so let's do a 4. I'm gonna get a 4 now. I did not get a 4. I got a heart with whoopee. So I need to roll a 1 now. Okay, cool. We at least managed to get one of them. So I'm gonna go up the important one, which I believe is, yeah. Okay, it's this one. Oh, I need to go. Please jump, Wario. Wario did not. He didn't jump. Wonderful. For some reason, you gotta press A whenever Wario hits the ground, and he wasn't doing it. So I'm going to reset, but before I do that, well, actually, I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say, that this left shaft, I think there's a diamond up there that we could have gotten that we were screwed out of, but I'm gonna reset. Okay, for the most part, we should be back to where we were. I might be a bit different on the board because I've made different rolls since then, because I can concentrate a little bit better when I'm not talking, I suppose. I mean, not I suppose. I mean, that's a legit thing. I mean, I'm kind of bad at timing in general. It's just, not talking helps, which is why I keep saying I'm going to roll a 2, and then I shut up for a little bit. And I rolled a 1. Okay, I'm going to roll a 1. I'm going to roll a 1 on this one. It's going to be good, and it's going to be fine. Okay, I've rolled a 1. Let's see if I can manage to not screw up Spring Wario, because I've been having some difficulty making the guy jump. That's fine, so we made it happen, and it's good. Now, you'll notice we didn't get up there. Can we just hop off this dude? No, it doesn't give us the clearance. So we could either, if you had, You can either come back here in the post fold. You could potentially become the Spring Wario transformation again and get up there. Although if you were able to get Spring Wario twice in a row, your best bet would probably be come over here and break this one, because I'm pretty certain there's a diamond back there. I'm going to pass up on that one, just because it's not like an interesting area we couldn't get into. It's just something I messed up thanks to timing, and I do not want to reset this level again. So we just have to remember to go back to that area that I just unlocked in the post fold, which starts now, because this is one of the levels where they love to just spring the post fold on you as a trap, which is something I always enjoy when they do it, because it's like, it's exhilarating to just wildly just end up on the frog switch without your control. We had no way of knowing that would happen, and that rules. So here's where the gimmick of the board kind of comes circle, in which we want to get a goal. So our goal is to get to the end of the board as quickly as possible while dealing with all of the potential side effects from the board. Now, you can just hit with Reckless Abandon, which is normally what I do, or you could, I guess, pay attention to the board and actually try and roll for things. I typically just kind of hit it with Wild Abandon, trying to get the highest numbers I can potentially get. What we don't want to get, though, is I do not want to get a block switching thing, because that would mean that we could miss out on our purple pipe puzzle room. And I don't want to risk that, so I'm going to just ignore the money here, and let's try and roll something low here so we can get past the, Oh, no, I switched the things. Hopefully that isn't too bad. Maybe we can... Oh, well, now I'm just going to get hit with lightning a bunch, aren't I? Let's hit something... I wanted to hit something high, because we're starting to lose a lot of health here, because we have enough money to get out, so we don't have to worry about the money bonus as long as we are actually able to escape. I need to roll a 6 here. Oh, yeah, Wario's Idle Man animation where he panics whenever you enter the post hold. That's pretty good. Oh, nope, I've done a bad job. I got hit with lightning 3 times in a row. Okay, I need to roll a 5 now. Let me get my money back. There we go. We've swapped the blocks, so at the very least, we're not completely screwed. Let's keep going. We've lit ourselves on fire again. So this is a really cool board where, there's, super emergent gameplay where, all of your rolls in the end, end up mattering, and they have, this cool, oh, just... No! Oh, no! I've despawned the blocks as I panicked and jumped trying to kill the enemies. Okay, if I roll a 4, I think it bounces off the back if you don't roll a perfect number. So we need to roll, a 6, I think? Let's roll a 6 and see what happens. Okay, I rolled a 5, but that should be fine. Okay, cool. It still goes backwards. So I need to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to roll another 5. There we go. Okay. Now we just need to roll a 3. Well, I've messed that one up, but that's fine. That's fine. I can take a little bit more damage. I'll just go ahead and collect my money, and we're starting to run out of time. I've messed that one up. Messed that one up bad, and let's not give these enemies the clearance they need. Go ahead and kill him. What do we need to roll? We need to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did a bad job, and... we are now down to our last health. We could potentially die. That's great. That's great. That's wonderful. Let's roll a 1. There we go. We got the goal. And now we're in super dire straits. Let's collect the Keyser and get the hell out of here. Now, there's 2 things we need to do. We need to go do that purple pipe puzzle room, which hopefully we have enough time for. And we need to see what's in here. Oh, let's make this jump because we worked so hard to get in here. So let's go ahead and do this right. And this one's going to be cutting it close. So I think I mentioned it earlier in the series, but when you run out of time, you're not immediately just kicked out and you lose like you do during a boss fight. What actually happens, and oh my god, I don't know how to do this one. Okay, come to me, Professor Dr. Arrowstein. Please bounce on over here, and we need to start throwing you so we can hit that block. No, please hit the block. Nope, come to me. We're running out of time. We're gonna start hemorrhaging money. Which is bad, but I suppose we had to show it off at some point. Cool. Let's get the hell out of here. I don't think we have enough time to escape without hemorrhaging money. Once you start hemorrhaging money, you'll also start losing health eventually. But we might have enough time to get out of here before we start losing health. And I think we should have enough money to be able to escape in time as well. Oh no, I need to go up. We're going to definitely run over time. I don't think you start losing health until you start running out of money, though. So let's go ahead and just get out of here. I think there's some money down here. Yeah, here we go. I guess we had to show this off at some point. We have plenty of time. We're not hemorrhaging money as fast as I thought we would. Oh my god, this one was close. I've never Oh man, it's been so long since I've just run out of time and had to like escape while we're hemorrhaging money. This is super cool, and my heart is pumping. That was awesome. I know that basically went about as bad as it could have, but that was kind of sweet in its own way. And we made it out with all of the collectibles, aside from that one diamond that I missed. We made it out with 1 heart! Oh my god, that fucking ruled. That was so good. Man, that level is great. Because that level's a little frustrating, because if you miss out on something, you're going to have to reset the level if you want to get everything, which, you know, ultimately I missed out on that one diamond in that spring puzzle. We did get the main one, though, so that's fine. Whatever, cool, good. But that level just ends up being, that's the most excited I've been playing this game in forever, and I think this is a pretty damn good game. It's just a fun level, and I enjoy the gimmick, even though the gimmick can be a little frustrating. It's just a really memorable level, and God, that was so cool and good. Oh man, I just had like, oh my god, what if I didn't record this? That was awesome. So hey, that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys next episode for Doodle Woods when we finish off the Topaz, I almost said jungle, Topaz Passage, not a jungle. See you guys then.